Hello and welcome to day 4 of the Battle of Continental Leagues. We are host Storgen.
And a high flyer 15.
And we are all set up correctly. Hooray! So let's get into it. We're running a few minutes late because a few players were oversleeping, I believe. Shh, don't tell anybody. Oops. Anyway, let's go straight into game and have a look as I realize that I haven't got the scoreboards up. I always knew I'd forget something.
Yes, well, we are going to see Dragonborns versus Rox.KIS in the first match here. And it is on Himmelsdorf. Both teams are running the identical teams, so no surprises here. But yeah, Dragonborns, we have Panzer, Yukai, Ram, Tretten, Uncrow, Dr. Tua, and Magus.
And I believe we need to reconnect the Skype call because this is incredibly bad quality from you. But in the meantime, as you do that, I will introduce Rox.KIS from CIS, which is Digital Rush, FNB, Broda, Nurigri, Nuclear, Rosis, and Ictu de Vir. And hopefully he's recalling at this point. I called him. I wanted him to call me because it wouldn't make a noise. But there we go. Hello, sir. Are you there?
Hello. Yes,
That's
I'm
better.
here.
You're no longer a robot.
Yes. It's great to hear. I hate being a robot. Oh, we're seeing
Tretten and
Tretten.
Broda exchange a shot there, but why is... He must have been hit twice. Tretten just got hit by a double tap. I'm going to see where from.
Well, he didn't lose more health than one shot from the IS, so...
So why did he lose less? I guess he didn't connect. Because the opposing team, Broda, only lost, like, nothing. He must use high explosives. Tretten was using a high explosive shell.
Yep.
Huh, now that's interesting tactic because often you don't penetrate from that sort of instance. So Tretten was realizing that he might not penetrate. He'll go through a high explosive first shot. That's a really interesting tactic, something we've not seen before. But he was very unfortunate that his opponent was able to penetrate.
Yes. Very unfortunate there. But yeah, as soon as that happens, Dr. Truer is saying stop the nonsense and get back to the plan. He obviously has a plan on this map, and Tretten didn't follow it. Ooh, Dr. Truer gets taken out there by Roxas, all on the west
Already
side.
some arguments going on, but here comes the rush. They made the mistake. Yukai was spotted. He was spotted going up the hill, and they had no scouts to prevent this sort of rush going down. But some shots are going out there from Yukai from the hill, trying to kill Digital Rush. As Digital Rush moves in towards the base, the action's happening very quick today as Ram and Tretten are trying to kill FNB. Ram is trying to guard Thretten's rear, but he was unsuccessful. But they might double reload, but no, FNB is able to get the double hit on Tretten. Digital Rush now trying to get around Ram, but oh wow, Ram did 0 damage with the track shot against FNB, and he will go down. Uncrow turns up though and is taking lots of damage from Nuclear, and Uncrow will be able to kill FNB, but at what cost? 2 IS-3s are down. And Panzer is now moving in, trying to see if he can help his teammates. It's not over for Dragonborns yet, but they have 15 seconds to get back to base. Nurigri is being guarded by Broda and Digital Rush, who are probably all reloading. No. And Panzer will go down for this maneuver. However, no, he won't. There was just very little amount of ammo left. But he will go down to Nurigri as he goes around this corner. And that is the end of that. It's capped. They were outmaneuvered and outplayed. And that was very obvious to happen. From Bird's Eye's perspective, we're in a rush, clearly. Dragonborns were not ready today.
No.
They had a guy oversleeping. I don't know who it was. I think it was Tretten.
Yes.
He seems to be in a bit of a panic. The thing that cost them the game, if you didn't notice it, we didn't have time to talk about it because the action happened too quick. The AMX 5100s got onto the hill first, and that was Yukai. He was spotted. It allowed Rox.KIS to immediately know where their main forces were on the hill and pushed through the banana alley. There was no scout to spot the rush. They spotted it way too late. No reaction. GG.
Yep. And there's nothing else to say about that, because that's what great clans teams do. When you know exactly what the enemy is doing with the AMX 5100 on the top, and they don't really react to being spotted, then then it's just GG from there. But yeah, we are moving on quickly already. We've 5 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes. Yep. Yeah,
So,
we're moving on to Ensk.
My browser crashed.
Well, no big.
I've had lots of technical issues this morning, normally caused by children. Last night, I let my children go into my office so I could sleep because they decided to get up at 2 in the morning, as children do. And yeah, I woke up this morning with my browser reset and things not working correctly. So a lot of fine adjustment had to happen before the show could go live today. I was running around like a headless chicken.
Yeah.
At least that's how it felt like. Yeah, so let's have a look. What will you expect today?
Okay, well, we're getting some apologies in the chat right now. Short break, sorry, got 250 ping, have to fix it. But that's something you write during the game or in the start of the game. But yes, telling it afterwards, of course, makes it give more sense that they just got owned this bad, but still. Saying it afterwards, yeah, you have to fix it, of course. Then you can have the chance to fix it, but should have been said as early as possible.
And it was said, obviously, he does not complain about the previous game. He's not asking for a restart for the first game. He's just saying that he's getting bad ping. He wants to reconnect or something. Might have to restart his router or switch to RU2. Things like that could help. He said start the game if necessary, and they'll see there if they get the right result or not. Dr. 2 has just sent me a personal message and said that it's 3 guys with 200 ping.
Oh, okay. That's
3
really bad then.
I'm not sure if they're going to use this as an excuse, but they do say they have lots of technical issues. They have said this over the last few days, so it's at least a consistent excuse if it is one.
Yeah, at least. But yeah, and we're remembering to switch sides.
Or at least he's requesting it, but the this is one of the difficulties with having Russian refs. Sometimes when you say a lot of things, they don't understand. So when he's saying the whole sentence, I might have a short break, please, because I've got this, and this, they'll read short break. And so they might go AFK. And look, she's saying go again.
Yeah.
He's asking several times to switch sides, and it hasn't happened. And this is a frustration that I often get as well, trying to communicate. It's why I'm trying to learn Russian, to be able to help the players in this situation and communicate more clearly.
Yep.
Yeah, and at the moment I can't because my Russian is incredibly terrible. My home system is still not, this system, my casting system is still not set up for Russian. My laptop is, my work laptop is set up for Russian, but it's not ready yet. And...
she realized that she made a mistake.
Go. Referee, here we go. Go. There we go. So it's a bit of a rush, but we're calming down now. First game was intense. Great battles already. I hope you guys are really enjoying that. But the next battle is on Insk. So Dragonborns on Insk. What do you expect?
Stuff to happen.
IS3 heavy, I believe. These guys.
Yeah, IS3s. But again, we've seen massive amounts of AMX 5100s as well. But as we can see, they're just going to standard cutter, which is always good to see.
That's quite rare for Dragonborns these days. They often pick in
it is.
Very unusual layouts. But anyway, we have got 4 Dragonborns: Panzer, Yukai, Ram, Threaten, Uncrow, Dr. Tua, and Magus. They're not complaining, so I guess they're either living with it or it's been solved, their issues.
Yep, so, and they're up against Rox.KIS, which is Digital Rush, FNB, Dorora, Nuclear, Nerigri, Roxas, and Ich tue die weh.
You meant to sing it.
Ich tue die weh.
That's better.
Ich tue die Yep, I can't remember the next one. Ich tut nicht leid. Maybe? I don't know. But as you can see here, Panzer is sitting on the far west, all alone. And this is also what we saw in some of the games yesterday. Spreading out, spreading out very far, but still coming back into. And Nerigri is spotted there.
A very common tactic here. What we're seeing from Nerigri is he's pushing forward, trying to spot, but this time the Dragonborns are waiting for him with Threaten and Ram at the back, able to connect his shot. Threaten is, and that's why I think Threaten's tactic here is actually really cool. If you see here, he's actually between 2 bushes. There's 2 bushes between him and the end of the railway. So when he fires here, he's not revealing himself, and there's no way they would think an IS is just in the middle of the field.
No.
way. So
Don't
he's
be too
actually
silly.
doing really sensible tactics here from the EU team.
Yeah, and without Artie in the metagame right now, it is even more sensible, since a Bison and a Stormpanzer Spy could have done a ton of damage if the IS-3 was spotted. But it's not. It's not in the game. It's not
So it
spotted.
isn't.
Yeah.
That's exactly the sort of thought processes that must be going through these guys' heads, because they've got to realise that they can do things that they just couldn't do beforehand, and we're seeing that from these guys. We're seeing that from all of the EU guys as they realise that they don't have to play by standard tactics. They can do different things.
I think someone's gonna die. Treton and Yukai is moving very far up here because IS-3s were spotted on the far west side by Panzer in his AMX 5100, and Urigri is still there in his T69.
And so
Don't know
they
if,
spotted them again.
yeah. See, and Uncrow is moving up in his T69 on the east, slowly but surely, alongside Dr. Tour in his T1 as well. Urigri disappears. And Baroda is still in his IS-3 on the west, so they know exactly where they are, apart from the MX 5100s, which is always the trump card to have kept secret the entire match. None of them has been spotted yet.
Indeed. So this is the second game of Dragonborns vs Rox.KIS, the first match of today. If you didn't know, EU are behind by 2 games, and if they lose this game, they can no longer win. They would have to win the last 3 games to draw with the CIS teams.
Yes, they can do that. Come on. Come on, EU! Want to see some clawing and fighting
We
back.
apologise for all guys in the CIS, by the way. We didn't realise that the area, we're not from the area, we really didn't know that it was called CIS instead of Russian. We always heard people calling it the Russian sector. Even inside Wargaming, they call it the RU sector, so we thought it meant Russian. So we have changed everything, and we've changed everything to CIS instead of it. But what's Threaten doing? Threaten's coming out here and trying to get the damage on Urigri, uses his repair kit to get out of there, and wow! Free shot on Urigri!
Yeah, very lucky there
I say
that
not
he got
free
him.
because he used his repair kit, but wow, what a risk! Threaten! This is the sort of risks we see Threaten doing all the time, and they're not always pulling off. But great shot from Ram, connecting with Iktu Devere, and yeah, this is actually really good from Dragonborns.
Yeah, it is, and the AMX 5100s are spotted there in the back, and well, if Treton and Yukai moved up onto Norigri, they could take him out very easily. Oh, and they don't need
gets
to.
A shot onto him, and Ram's going to get a shot onto him next. They might be able to kill Norigri. Will they kill Norigri this early in the game? I don't think he can. Ram's not able to get the shot. No, Ram's going forward now. Ram is going far forward. This could be he could be in trouble now, but FNB is getting into position. So is Digital Russian Nuclear. Nuclear is there in position. Ram is in a lot of trouble. Threaten needs to go round and kill Norigri, but he could die if he does so. He must be feeling so guilty right now, leaving his teammate into the open, but there's nothing he can do because if he goes round and kills, but great shot from Ram. Ram is able to kill Norigri. This is fantastic playing here from the Dragonborns, but Digital Rush comes around the corner, misses his shot against Ram. I believe that's his only target. Yes, it is. His second shot does connect, but Threaten is pinned. A fear of Digital Rush and Baroda, but Uncrow comes around the back and it is pumping his shells into Baroda, trying to get him down, but Digital Rush might go down to the combined efforts of Threaten and Yukai, but he's at 85 HP. That's not so good, but Yukai is able to finish him down, but in the meantime, Ram was flanked by FNB, and that was the end of him. FNB, though, is within one shot of an IS-3. If I was Threaten, I'd go back, try and kill FNB, but no. At the moment, they should let the... you have to trust the T1 to go back. This is all about Dr. Tua. Dr. Tua has to get that restart at the base. If he doesn't get the restart, then it will be a loss for them. But Dr. Tua is in trouble. He might lose this one-on-one fight. He has to win it, or his teammates might be in a lot of trouble here, as Threaten is still on his own. Uncrow, though, is trying to come up to help. I think he's reloaded at this point, but he's got to be careful. 2 IS-3s have got too much HP for this one T69 to be able to support it. Yukai needs to come in and help, but he is going to unload all 4 shots. He did on all 4, but only 3 of them connected. Only 3 of them connected, but that is enough. But will Threaten be able to reverse side scrape? Look at this reverse side scrape between Baroda and Threaten. Threaten failed though, and Broader was able to bounce the shot, and Threaten was not. FNB comes round though and finishes off Unkro. Yukai is coming in to kill off the IS-3 there, driven by Yukai. And Dr. Tua does win his fight. That's really good for Dragonborns. It could go their way, but no, Yukai goes down. But FNB is within one shot. Threaten can kill either of these in one shot. He has to kill FNB. He cannot let himself get cornered like this. He's in the worst position he could be in. If he gets tracked right now, he could get picked off by FNB. He's got to be careful. What a shot, though, for Broader. I thought the side scraping would have worked there, but no, he's got to be so careful now. It's all up to Threaten. Threaten is the guy who can make it happen or not, and he's got to be... Oh, his bum's out. He's got to be careful right now from the bird's eye view. He's going to kill FNB. He does kill FNB. Move, Threaten has to go around the corner. He has to move around the corner. Broader could one-shot him. He's got to bounce this shot. Can he bounce this shot? Can he do it? I have no idea. No. He cannot. Broader is able to kill him, but he is within one shot as well. That was down to one shot. That was down to the very last shot. I think
yes, it was.
A few seconds as well. I believe Threaten was about to reload.
Yep. I would have gone for who was left? Borora in the end there. When he fired at him, he saw that the MX-5100 was moving to the west. But yeah, a low damage roll could have done some damages there, and just not been enough on the IS-3, so he went for the sure shot kill on the MX-5100 instead. That
one shot that was able to be bounced by Broader, but not bounced by Threaten, basically lost them the match. But there was many other mistakes from both teams there. It wasn't just that one. I'm just highlighting it right at the end there. It's the one that stood out as the, oh no! But Unkro was being able to be focused down by the almost one-shottable FNB. FNB was at the front line at 375, where Threaten decided to move up instead of reverse and shoot him. So there was many decisions by both teams that could have gone either way, but this was super close.
It really was. So much stuff was happening. I was trying to watch from one direction, but then stuff happened behind me and someone died. I had to swirl around all the time, and shots were just fired all over the place. So that was a match where anything could have happened. It
was crazy close. Super close. I mean, even looking at the stats again, there was a team kill from FNB. If we go back into the stats, you can see that 188 damage was caused and killed an enemy. If we look, a friendly. If we have a look through the teammates and see that, it was Nuclear was actually killed by friendly fire by FNB. We didn't see that during the game. There was too much action going on to see that, but that was massive in itself. That was a huge mistake from Rox.KIS. Dragonborns were just not able to. If you look, Yukai got 10 shots off, only 7 went through, and a lot less actually did damage with only 946 damage. You compare that to the two autoloaders here, 6 shots with 1,529 damage done from Digital Rush. You see the difference there. That's so much more damage for a lot less penetration. So Yukai just wasn't getting the good shots off as Digital Rush was. And same with Panzer, who only got 7 shots off. 6 went through, but again, only 1,000 damage, where a Digital Rush got 5 shots and 1,529. So, you've got to look at that the quality of penetrations is important. You can't just look at the raw stats and go, hey, he penetrated 5 times, he's better than the guy who penetrated 4 times. No. It's all about the damage you do and the supporting damage you do. If you track and your teammates kill, for example.
Yeah, and even though Nurigri tracked a few players, it just didn't deal any damage. So he, even though they won, he still tracked them in the open there and kept them somewhere. But 200 something damage for a T69 for a full clip. It's very unusual.
Dragonborns had a good chance to win. They focused down Nurigri early, and then they engaged a bit sloppy, but it was sloppy from both sides. Ram came forward and wasn't confident enough moving forward to kill Nurigri. If he had, Threaten was able to come out a lot earlier and support, but he was focused down. He was in a bad position. I think maybe Ram could have come forward, killed Nurigri, turned around and ran away again instead of sitting where he was. Because where he was in the open. FNB was able to shoot him in the side. He had no support from Yukai. Some mistakes there, but that was really good. I think Dragonborns have a lot of potential. They're not been playing this. I think this is really unfair. Looking at their stats for the tournament, let's have a look at the scores. They've earned Oh, apparently $0. That's not true.
No.
Dragonborns have earned $100 yesterday.
Yes,
Yeah.
2 battles won.
2 battles won. They won $100 yesterday. So yeah, let me just adjust that. But yeah, they won $100 yesterday, and that's it. So it looks like they've done nothing this tournament, but it's not so. Their first games were quite bad, yes, but their third game against A Gaming was super close. We thought that they were going to take it, and they have had a load of technical issues. Let's go back to the scores.
Yes.
Yeah. So they've had a load of technical issues. You've got to understand the human element is involved here with tournaments. You can't just look at the stats. And the Dragonborns, I think, are going to be doing really well this season in the latter half of the season.
Yes.
I'm really hoping that they will have enough time to recover. Anyway.
Into the game, which is steps this time. And on Rox.KIS team, we have Borora, Digital Rush, FNB, Nuclear, Nurigri, Roxas, and Ich Chur TV.
Nice. Dragonborns are doing very well, but they've lost both games. Let's see if they can pick up the third game here with Uncrow, Yukai, Dr. Tua, Panzer, Threaten, Magus, and Ram.
Yes, and we're seeing T69s and the heavy focus on MX1390s. And on the other team, on Rox.KIS teams, we're only seeing MX1390s. So yeah, Dragonborns has the advantage of fast firing guns, but of course only 4 shells, so an engagement would really hurt them if something happened very early. They had to retreat and get that 20-second reload done.
Well, it's, you know, the way that it would work for them is if the engagement happened but not enough damage was dealt, because the MX90s can miss a lot, and
yes.
if too many shots were missed by Rox.KIS, they would win the follow-up engagement if their T69s win. So
indeed, double-edged sword.
Yeah, the weird thing about the engagement is that who do you prioritize? Do you prioritize trying to kill out the AMX-90s to win the initial engagement, or do you prioritize killing the T69s to make sure that if you didn't win the engagement, you'll win the follow-up engagement?
Good question.
I'm not sure who you would target first. I mean, they both seem like equal targets.
Yeah, and T69s are also kind of meat shields. There are an extra shot more than the MX1390s. So you want to waste another shell on damaging the T69s enough to kill them, or do you want to spread that damage on the MX1390s? It's a question. Question time.
Indeed it is, and I apologize for the loudness issues. I said that my children were playing with a computer. They were. They've adjusted all the sound balance on my computer. Do you know, before I went to bed last night, I had made a mental note to check audio before coming back into the stream today, but I didn't. I forgot by the time I got to my computer, because I also had someone pull out my internet cable just before the show. So a lot of issues this morning, but I believe they're all sorted now. Can you speak, sir?
Yes, I can.
Sure, that's better, so please give me feedback in 10 minutes' time.
Oh yeah, well, I think we would be hearing them in the chat by now if there were any imbalances between us.
We have, that's why I just adjusted.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, being down on the southeastern side of the map, we have Dragonborns, and nobody's home, it seems. We've had one MX1390 run away and one 1390 kill off Ram in his T1, but nothing else has been happening so far. We've seen the digital rush in the middle of the map, down behind the hills over in the middle, so there's no one there to be able to hit him. So he's in good cover. Yukai looking over the steps here, but nothing is spotted. Threaten home as defense with Magus, and they do spot Roxas. I think Roxas may have spotted Threaten as well. But
Threaten trying to kill Roxas.
Oh, and Nuclear is also there.
Ooh.
And he just take out Magus.
And takes no damage in the meantime. Threaten does take the shot and doesn't connect.
But Panzer is there as well, so he does have backup, but gotta be careful. There's not more than 2 AMX1390s up there, because that would be a bad engagement. Then.
It would be a bad engagement. If Threaten now with Panzer moves up and tries to engage and are outnumbered, that would be a horrible loss for them. And they decided not to. These guys aren't stupid. Threaten came back down, and after the interview last night, if you didn't hear the interview, I will be getting that up to the archive as soon as I can. Last night I had a guest round, so I wasn't able to do the archiving, but I'll do it straight after today's show or even during the breaks. Threaten did say that most of the team are quite new and they don't know all the little things, and so he himself is getting frustrated because he's doing things that would work if he had teammates who are coming with him, but they're hesitating. We've all seen that happen. You know, you get frustrated in a pub game when you go forward, and if your teammates came with you, you would win, but they didn't, so they call you a noob for dying, and you're like, ah! And kind of the frustration that he's getting. So some of the moves we see from Threaten, we've got to try and imagine what would happen if his teammates were with him, or came with him, or made the same decision he made, and see if it was the right call or the wrong call. So we've seen him do what we call cowboy moves, what we would call cowboy moves, where he's gone off on his own and done things and just died. So I think if we're going to try and justify his position, we would say, okay, let's say that Panzer came up with him. Would the two of them done a better job than the one of them? Is it really Threaten's fault, or is it miscommunication and his teamwork? So we'll try and do that for you.
Yeah, the cowboy maneuver.
Yeah, off on his own. Well, he has done it like 3 or 4 times so far. We've seen, as we've been watching Dragonborns, where Threaten's just gone off on his own and boom, dead.
Yeah. But they're playing it very safe here. Of course, peeking over the hills again and again and again, but still playing it safe, not going far above the hills, and there's no real threat of being spotted, plus being dealt damage. Yeah. And of course, he has Sixth Sense, so if he was spotted, he would of course stop doing a circling on the top of the hills. We're seeing them go south now, abandoning the north, and I think that's... Oh wait, Threaten turn around now. Okay, well, yeah, okay. Good decision. We now have 2 cappers. Both T1s are in the base, but he is taking damage from the digital rush.
Yeah, and he took ammo damage. He has used his repair kit now, and he's taken yet 2 more shots. He was too high, and going over that little bit of a bump was a big mistake. He should have gone round the mountain. It may have taken him 5 more seconds, but Panzer was able to reset the cap. This is looking terrible. Both their AMX SC90s that were defending the base are down to within almost 1 shot. Threaten 2, 1 shot for Panzer. This is looking really bad for Dragonborns, but it's not over yet. The rest of the support are coming. However, I believe it's just 1 T1 dead, and that is it. And no real damage otherwise for the entire Rox.KIS. This is looking really bad for Dragonborns.
Yeah, and we are seeing pings go out on the top of the T69 as to... I would actually go with the what the hell are you doing going across the open
Yukai,
field?
no, don't go out again! Yukai went to the top there! He got tracked, used his repair kit, came back down, and then went back up the hill again and was hit yet again. The HP is just so low for the entire team, but they should engage now. There's been so many sniper shots from Rox.KIS that this is the time they need to engage. If they hadn't been firing, this is the time to engage, but they're not going to do that. Rox.KIS are going to back off from the cap because they know that they cannot win this, but they need to make a move. Dragonborns need to move in and pick someone off. If they don't do this, this will be the end. They need to pick someone off on this retreat. Rox.KIS are in full retreat right now, and Dragonborns need to catch 1 or 2 of them on the retreat. If they do not do this, look at the HP. Threaten and Panzer are down to almost dead, and there is no one hurt on Rox.KIS side.
Nope, not a single shot has been hitting. Oh well, Nurigri has taken a shot, but it's only 1 out of so many.
Now Dr. 2 is taking a lot of damage. Yukai is trying to get some damage off, but Dr. 2 is now within 2 shots of dying. So is Yukai. Their entire team is almost dead. Look at this. 1 goes down. Yukai will be next. Any second now. There's Yukai. Dr. 2 is in full retreat. This is a loss. Dragonborns are out of the tournament, winning 0 points.
Yes, yeah, that's a shame.
They've been decimated. This was a annihilation of Dragonborns. FMB might be the only guy to go down, but Uncro might not be able to get the kill, and he might go down himself. But
yeah, heartbreaking to see Dragonborns just pushed around like this. We saw some great games from them yesterday, but
first 2 games are really promising, but Steps just isn't their map.
No.
So I feel so bad for them sometimes because they do so well, and then they do things like this. Dragonborns are like a wild card, I would say. I'm not gonna look at the stats; that's just embarrassing. But
Yeah.
they're like a wild card. Sometimes they're like amazing. It's the Dragonborns, rah, really entertaining, complete crazy tactics, just going nuts. Other times this happens, and you're like,
Dang it. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah. But they can still win some money, even though it's not really the priority here in this tournament. Yeah, Dragonborns. We were so excited for them.
yeah.
Day one. Yeah.
I think there's nothing other to say than we're just. EU are in so much trouble now. They can only draw. They can no longer win. But they have to win the rest of the games. Let's have a look at the schedule. And we see that... sorry, it's not schedule, is it? It's schedule. Schedule. I can't say the word.
Schedule.
That's it. I can't say... I don't know why I can't say it. Say it again.
Schedule.
Schedule. It's like schedule, not schedule. It's
I say schedule.
I know, but it's not right. It's schedule. The
Yeah.
schedule is Rox.KIS. Sorry, Virtus Pro versus New Star next. I can almost guarantee that'll be a win for Virtus Pro, but it might not be. Obviously, New Star actually playing really well, surprisingly. Mousebots versus A Gaming should be incredibly close, and so should Dignitas versus Navi. So this could still go to a draw. I mean, EU could still get back from this. If you look at the points, they are 6 points ahead now. Well, they're now 9 points ahead. So 3 wins are needed for EU, and it's possible. With those matches coming up, it's so possible. But it's all up to Navi losing to Dignitas, really. I think that we can say that they're... well, no, it's all up to all of them. Basically, New Star have been playing very well. Virtus Pro have been playing okay, so I think there's a chance... It's so close. I don't think we can predict all the matches. The one I think is the safest for EU, is Virtus Pro. They're against New Star. I think Virtus Pro are a bit better at the moment, but still, that's still up for grabs. I don't think that that's like so safe. You know, that's just still a betting man's favorite would be, you know, in favor of Virtus Pro. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say the same. Mostly because, well, we did see New Star biting back yesterday, but still, it is a very new team because they've lost so many key members. So a good team versus a team that is kind of getting into gear in this event. I would put my money more on the experienced team.
We just realised this is going to be like a grudge match, isn't it? Because Virtus Pro picked up the 3 guys from New Star.
Oh, snap!
Snap! Oh! Just realised that happened. I just realised that this is going to be the time that New Star are going to be facing their old teammates. Now, the old teammates are going to want to stomp New Star because clearly they don't want to be beaten by the team they left. No. And New Star don't want to be beaten by the guys that left and want to prove that they are better than them and they don't need them. So that's going to be a hell of a match. You can't go away, guys. If you are still... just don't go away. Seriously. Virtus Pro versus New Star is going to be a grudge match of the century. Wow. Anyway, into the game. Dragonborns defending their honor, trying to get a couple more wins here against Rox.KIS.
Yes, and we have Panzer, Yukai, Uncrow, Dr. Tua, Threaten, Ram, and Magus.
Representing EU! With their dragon hats on, hopefully. But for Rox.KIS, the newly signed GRA team, Roda, Nuclear, FNB, Digital Rush, Nirigri, Roxas, and Ictur Devere. I can say it better when I sing.
Yes.
Because I know Rammstein, and I just copy the sounds they make.
I just copy their sound.
I just copy their sound. I'm not actually speaking. I'm singing the sounds made by the vocalist, not words. I'm not trying to pronounce words. I'm just... Have you ever done that when you're singing? You don't sing the words. You just make the noises the singer makes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what I'm doing.
I'm a big metalhead fan, so some of the growls, which I haven't learned yet because the band is new to me, I just sing whatever.
You just make the noises. That's exactly what I'm doing there. So I'm not actually pronouncing it. Do you know, I've heard streams, I've seen performances from, I don't know, karaoke or, what are they called? Impression artists? What's it called? Where
Impersonations?
Sorry?
Impersonation?
No, it's like the Beatles. They're not impersonating. They're like you get Beatles bands all around England. They're like tribute bands.
Okay,
Tribute bands, and they're singing English songs, but they're not singing the songs. They're just making noises. So if you're English, you can hear that the fact they're just making noises. They're not singing the words. But you only hear that if you're English. Otherwise, it just sounds like they're singing the song. But we do hear that in karaoke too. Have you ever been in a group of friends and like someone turns off the music and everyone's like, "Ah!" But Digital Rush is there, able to kill Ram, who calls help. That's hilarious. He calls help like half a second before dying.
He panicked and just hammered that F7 button.
But Digital Rush goes down. That's very good.
Yeah, nice.
Great job for
there.
Dragonborns.
SOS Suicide Kamikaze kill there. It's good. Very nice by Dr. Tour there, following up on the SOS there. But yeah, shots were fired down south as the AMX 5100 and T69 moved down. So a bunch of guys were spotted, but none of the shots connected, not even once. So that was pretty lucky there.
Yeah, I'm actually making a note of that because I want to make a little video of him running into the enemy team and going, "Help!" and dying. I thought that was really good.
Yeah. That was really nice. But yeah, and well, the T71 Trenton is back now, but he went up all the way down west and tried to spot someone instead of the T1, and then came back after being punched in the face, ran home, all the way home. And we have X2DV now spotting from Rox.KIS.
Magus is waiting for him to come out, but wait a minute, X2DV knows he's there, and if Magus doesn't move, I think this is going to be some blind shooting from him, and he's going to kill Magus. Oh! Threaten! Did you see how close that shot was over Magus's turret? And again, he's going to be close to killing his teammate here, I really fear. Whoa, these shots are coming past his face. Balls of steel, this guy just isn't moving. Magus is keeping calm. He's the guy that gave him to DreamHack. If you didn't see the DreamHack special, go watch it. Magus is under threat by... which team was it? It was... one of the other EU teams. They were coming in. Meet Your Makers, or Denova now. They shot a T-32 shot just over his hull. If his turret was where his hull is, he would have died. But he kept calm and just sat there and didn't move, didn't panic, didn't shoot, didn't run, just sat there. And the enemy blind shotted and missed because he stayed still and didn't try and run away. The guy has got balls of steel.
Yeah, that's just an amazing clip. If you haven't seen it, you really need to go and see that esports episode, because that's just insane. It's really insane. You go like, okay, they won. No, they haven't. And okay, they're capping. Okay, commentators.
Yeah, the commentators didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to say. But Dr. Two has been tracked by Nurigri, and he uses repair kit, but gets out of there with only one shot actually doing damage. That's actually pretty lucky. But Nurigri isn't driving a T69. Oh, but through the building's destructible terrain, and they pick off Dr. Tua. But that is payment for Digital Rush, so they're not behind right now.
No, and Nurigri did a very good job there in shooting the cover, wasting his shells. Wasting, I'd say, but that's not the case. He destroyed the cover, and Dr. Tura was open, and he got tracked once again. Instead of just running, just legging it behind that indestructible building, he stayed behind the cover, which can be destroyed, and he got taken out.
Whoa! Did you see that? FMB just went down in the middle.
Nope.
Combined effort from Panzer, Unkro, and Yukai just whacked FMB down. I was about to say, they've got to be careful moving on the far right-hand side and getting back home, because they're so far away, and they're going to cap now with 3 guys. But there is FMB in the middle with his T69, and this is going to be dangerous. But they don't. They go and kill him. However, they might be too late. There's 20 seconds left on the clock, and they're quite far away. Unkro is going to have to be the guy to make the shots, and he is going to be ambushed by Nurigri. He's not going to get there in time. This is 10 seconds, 9... It's got to be clutch. He's going to have to take panic shots. Nurigri has fired the last of his shots off. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1... Wait a minute. Oh, it went down to 2 people, but no, it was enough. They have capped and won. Really bad by Dragonborns. We saw that they were moving down the far side very early on. They had plenty of time to react. They didn't come back fast enough. They were outpositioned. They again split up too much.
Yeah, being in the city that far down, even after seeing Dr. Tura get taken out, that should have been an instant alert, and they should have just gone home. I know getting FNB taken out in the middle, fine, but you just lost because you didn't move in time. So
FNB and Digital Rush both got taken out early with no damage, but the engagement didn't happen. Dragonborns were out of position, didn't get the engagement that they needed to do. They spread out, left 2 guys behind. The 2 guys got picked off. That was it. GG. It was. They went through the swamp as well. They went through the slowest part of the map.
Yep. So they had plenty of time to get there, and they saw that very far, very early in the match actually, where we saw the T-71 just shooting over the face of Magus there, balls of steel, the guy.
Yeah, I mean they're so entertaining. The Dragonborns are so close. They're so close to winning these matches every time. It's so disheartening to see them lose, and they're going to lose like 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 3-2, right? But every time that, well, apart from, okay, the first 2 days, they were pretty terrible. Okay, let's ignore those. But the last 2 days, they've been brilliant. But they've been losing just by making stupid little mistakes. I just want to reach through the monitor and strangle them saying, come on! But they're really nice guys, and they're just, as they said yesterday in the interview, if you didn't see the interview, it'll be on the archive later today. But, oh, wow, really? I don't know if there's anything other to say that they're frustrating. But next is Virtus Pro versus New Star. And why is this such an important match?
Because it's a grudge match between the old players of New Star facing off against the new Star, because some of the old players moved to Virtus Pro. So they have something to prove.
They have something to prove. Both teams have something to prove. Both teams have got something to prove. Virtus Pro needs to prove that they are going to do better than New Star. Koretz, Korean, he is going to show that he can still lead a new team. Remember, Derp was the leader of Virtus Pro. He was kicked from Virtus Pro from them losing at DreamHack. So Koretz came in from New Star to be their battle commander. Now, Koretz who used to lead, obviously, in New Star, is now leading Virtus Pro. So New Star versing their old captain or leader in battle is going to be crazy. Absolutely nuts. So much is on the line for both teams from pride. They don't care about points, I don't think, at this point. I really think that these 2 teams won't care. It's about winning.
Just want to kick in their teeth. So that's all that is. But next map we have is Prokhorovka. And it'll be interesting to see Dragonborns once again go with the IS-3, and they do. Very nice.
They do go for it.
Very nice, yeah.
Okay, I do agree with it. Without artillery being picked these days, the IS-3 on this map is so good. It's not the best, but because it's so open, you can ricochet so much. You've got to hit perfectly. With the way that the gold rounds work, you've got to hit perfectly against the front of the IS-3, or else it won't go through, or be within 200 meters. So if you're doing sniping shots like this map often you do, the IS-3 is going to win every time.
Yep. Very nice. But for Dragonborns, we have Tretten, Uncrow, Yukai, Dr. Tur, Panzer, Magus, and Ram. They're facing up against
Rox.KIS for CIS, representing the CIS teams. Digital Rush, Nuclear, Broader, FNB, Nurigri, Roxas, and Ictor Devere.
Getting closer.
There we go. Practice makes perfect. It's actually funny. I'm starting to learn Russian to the point where it sounds silly for me hearing English people try to speak Russian.
Yes.
I can actually hear it now when English people try and pronounce it. I mean, I'm still not good at pronouncing it myself, but at least I can start hearing the difference. What a friend of mine last night was asking to ask, how do you feel? Or how are you in Russian, which is something like kak dela. But I can't pronounce it. I'm not trying to pronounce it right there. But my point is, when I hear it now from English people, I laugh and snigger because I can hear it not being pronounced correctly. Because although the sounds are similar and people tell you to pronounce it like a certain way, it's not right. You can hear it's not the way the Russians pronounce it if you are used to hearing it from Russians. So,
was there a word like get off or get out? What is it?
What's that, sorry?
There was a word. Yeah, get off.
Get off. That's ready. Yeah.
Okay.
The sign RO is short for G, which is GO. The sounds of GO. The R shape is a G sound. So get off. And that is R shape. It's not actually an R, it's a G. ROT. And then O, I think it's O again. It could Tav. Actually, it could be Tav, not Tov. Then it's A. And then the V is a B. So it looks like a B. at the end, but it's not actually a B, it's a V sound. So that's Gdov.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I need to check the spelling of that because I could be mispronouncing it again. It's I've been so busy this week. I've not had a chance to learn any more Russian or practice my Russian. It's really disappointing. I wanted to practice every morning. You know, my new schedule is get up, do some exercise, and then learn some Russian, and then get on with work. But Nurigri is going to pick off Ram, just as Roxas was able to be picked off. Nurigri goes for the Ram damage, loses 100. You know, that's actually quite important. I'm not sure if losing 100 HP is worth saving a shell. Because how much damage is it for? Is it 200 damage for a shell?
Yes.
230?
40.
40.
40.
240. Okay, so maybe it is worth it. But you've got to connect. But there goes the other. Magus goes down, and so does Iktudavir. Wow, so all the T1s are gone for both teams, with no damage for either team, really.
Bye. Yeah, apart from, well, some self-inflicting damage by Nurigri.
Indeed.
Yeah, we have Dr. Tour now looking down upon Nuclear, so he has to be very careful when he peeks. And he decides not to, which is good. Good. Careful is good. But we are seeing Panzer going straight for him. Everybody's going for him now.
This is a big rush here from Dragonborns as they move over. Nuclear is under attack by all of them. They're going to focus him down. It took far too long to kill him with 3 guys there. So Panzer's going to be killed in counter by Nurigri and Digital Rush. That was a bad move from Dragonborns being so slow. But Threaten comes around and misses his shot. He should not have rushed that shot. His reload time and alpha damage is just too much. He's got to get in front of Uncrow, but he does not. He misses the turning. This is bad cooperation from Dragonborns, and they're just going to be picked apart. Threaten, though, should aim for Digital Rush and finish him off. But FMB is going to come, and he misses a few shots here, but he's not going to be able to kill Digital Rush. Digital Rush is just angling himself too well behind the dead body of Yukai. This is just not going to work. Dr. Tua is also trying to kill Digital Rush. They're over-focusing on trying to kill this guy who's nearly dead. 9 HP, he's got to survive, and he might die now, but I'm not sure. Look at the guys coming in from Nurigri and Border. This is going to be a near flawless victory. No, it's not near flawless victory at all. It's just a good game played by Rox.KIS. Actually, no, it's not even a good game by Rox.KIS. It's a bad game by Dragonborns. They engaged sloppy.
Yes, they did. They decided to, engage way too much with their... IS-3 survives quite long.
Yeah, indeed.
But,
the reloads, that's the reload problem there.
Yeah, but, yep. Bad engagement there with fire from every single side of the map, taking out Dragonborns way too fast. They didn't think that through.
No, the focus fire just didn't work for them. They, basically, their mistake there was not aiming. If you're going to go around the corner and focus like that, you either just rush past them and just fire and try and avoid damage, or you come out of cover 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and kill things. The enemies were surviving far too long for that maneuver. That maneuver has to work immediately because they lost Panzer in the same time that their ambush killed the other one of the enemy team, one of Rox.KIS. Who was it? It was Nuclear. And so they kill one T-69 the time that Panzer dies, even though it was 3. They picked the engagement. It was 3 versus 1. Then the support fire took an extra 2 seconds to start firing. So they got the drop on them, and they did no damage for it. So that just didn't work for them at all, not in the slightest. So, yeah, a disappointment there from Dragonborns, I would say.
Yes, especially coming off yesterday's matches where they actually did well. Yeah, very unfortunate. In
fact, their first few games today were really good too. It was just the last. I guess once they had lost the points, they knew they couldn't get any points. It was just give up. Maybe it was just morale was so low. They argued, couldn't focus, and yeah. But now Dragonborns are out of the picture. We can stop focusing on them. Commiserations. Let's hope they get better for the league and that the Pro League goes a lot better for them. However, one of the biggest matches today, I think, that we're going to see is New Star versus Virtus Pro. And I just can't imagine the emotions from these teams.
No, it's like every single sport where one of your stars decide to go to another team to have a better chance at winning, and your other team is left like, what? You don't trust us? You don't think that we can win together? And then when they meet, it's like fans are like, boo! But there's no home court right now. We're online, so there's no one to boo either team right now. But it's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, oh, totally. Look at the points as well earned. New Star only earned 3 points, Virtus Pro 4 points, but the earnings are the same, so there's barely anything in this. So they want to stomp each other right now. Both teams want a 5-0 victory, but I don't think either's going to get it. This is going to be so close. New Star versus Virtus Pro coming up in about 15 minutes. I'm Dorjan.
I'm HighFly15.
This is the Battle of the Continental Leagues, sponsored by wargaming.net. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be epic.